guys? Losing Maniac here, and this is my third time having to record this. The first time the audio sounded awful, and then the second time I forgot to unmute myself because I'm on PS5, and the PS5 controllers have that mute button, and I left the mute button held the entire time. So this is my third time making a video on the Benevolent Leader Trophy Achievement, whatever. And this is really, really freaking simple. Um, So yeah, I'm using Hangman's Alley. The reason is because it's such a small settlement for the amount of settlers I have, which is 2. Um, you can do this with more. You can do this with 1. I've heard it's possible. I'm not really sure how, but it is possible. Um, so so yeah, so I'm going to go over what I did, and there is a caveat for one of these, so I do want to make sure, or there is some specification here, so I do want to make sure I get to that when I get to it. So first we have the beds. Beds are needed for happiness, obviously. Oh, and in case you guys need proof, right up there, 100% happiness, top right next to the size, 100%. There you go. So yeah, so beds. I got 2 beds for each settlers. I did make sure that the roof is covered. I've heard that if okay, kinda covered, but it still counts. I've heard that affects happiness also is if they sleep with a roof over their heads, then it counts. So yeah, so we go in here and we have a settler working on the crops that's needed for this settlement. Obviously, there's two settlers here, so there's carrots and there's a meat fruit plant. Really, really simple, short, and that gives me the 2 foods that I need for this settlement. Then we move over to here where we have a level 3 restaurant. I don't know if the levels of the what is it? The different stores count towards happiness, or if it's just as long as there's something there that offers happiness, it'll stay that way. If that is the case where like the different levels affect happiness a lot easier, then this is the most I can do because I don't have Ron Staples. And he's going to Sanctuary anyways. So yeah, so and I have this settler working this here restaurant. As for defense, I do have a standard Mark III turret. Pretty straightforward. This offers 8 defenses. Now, if we go over here, we have a junkyard dog, which produces both happiness and defense. Now, let me specify something here. Given the fact I have a junkyard dogs are the only dogs that produce happiness. I think there's 2 different types of dogs. There's the junkyard dog and then there's the guard dog. Aside from the ones that you get from Erickson and Far Harbor. This one produces happiness as well as defenses. Guard dogs only produce defenses. Um, Now, a few things I want to touch on. One is that cats also work. So if you have the cage, if you have the, I think the contraptions DLC where it offers cages, that is where you can get the cat. Cats offer happiness also, um, but I have the standard junkyard dog. I got that junkyard dog from the random encounter Gene. I bought it off him and I sent him here. Number 2, synthetic gorillas, I think, also count towards the happiness and defense of settlements. However, to get a gorilla, if you have the cages, if you decide to blow up the institute, I think the only way to get them is you have to blow up. Like, I think you have to blow up the institute and you have to announce or you have to give the emergency evacuation notice. That is the only way to get synthetic gorillas. Um, let's see. According to the wiki, Yeah, this can also, hold on. I don't see anything on the wiki about it. So yeah, adds 20 bonus happiness points and 10 points of defense. However, they must have completed the nuclear option and given the evacuation order. So yeah, so guerrillas offer a happiness of 20 and a defense of 10, but you have to destroy the institute given the evacuation order. So if you side with the institute, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be able to get the guerrillas, but a junkyard dog works just as fine. Again, if you come across the random encounter gene, do make sure that you send it to your settlement of choice. So that is how I got the benevolent leader. Pretty straightforward. It is if you don't overcomplicate it, it's fine. And water is just standard water pump here. So yeah, that is pretty much how I got the benevolent leader trophy. I think I said perk again. The benevolent leader trophy achievement, whatever works for your game. Um, really simple, really simple. And yeah, you don't have to use Hangman's Alley. This is just a standard like base. Like make sure you have beds, food, a bar, an animal that gives happiness, and some very heavy defenses. Obviously, the more settlers you have, the more harder it's going to be. But I think I did a pretty good job otherwise. So yeah, with that being said, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Also, if you found this helpful, make sure to leave a like. Also, leave a comment down below if you've gotten this trophy achievement before, what you did, how many settlers did you have, um, and whatnot. So yeah, with that being said, Losing Manic out.